All right, everyone, check it out. 2026 BMW 1300RT. I got my man home right here. He's going to walk us through some of the
What's up, man?
differences and the big parts and everything. So we just talked about a little bit. So let's do a little overview. What do we got going on?
Quick overview before we get you rolling. This is kind of the same updates that the 1300 GSA had. This is the new 1300RT with the new 1300 motor. And I think you probably talked about some of the numbers on the 1300 motor. What the RT gets upgrades on, you still have the automatic shift assist option, which this model has, so there's no clutch lever.
No clutch, all right.
There is automatic mode, which they call drive mode, and then manual mode, so you can still put it in manual mode, and you still have a shifter, so you can still hit the shifter.
So just like the GS I rode before, if I put in drive mode, it's just a big scooter. Twist the throttle, it just goes. Nothing with your foot, nothing.
Yep.
But
you can override it with the foot. So if you put it in drive mode and then you want to be in a lower gear, you can override that gear that you're in.
Gotcha.
But what I tell customers is if you're in drive mode, you just drive it like you drive an automatic car.
Gotcha.
Don't even think about what gear you're in. Just they did all the algorithms in the program. You just twist and go.
Gotcha.
So it makes it easy.
Okay.
If you're in manual mode, then yeah, you would just use the quick shifter.
Like normal.
Like normal.
Okay.
Shifting up and down, just without grabbing the clutch, obviously.
Okay.
The other models, so you got some of the similarities. You still have your programmable buttons, but rather than being down here in the console, it's actually up top, which is a lot easier to reach.
Okay.
You have a power port still, but same thing. It's a lot easier to reach. You have phone compartment with a USB port underneath it, so that's cool. And there's a little fan. Keep your phone cool while it's charging.
And it's a little bit bigger area than the 1600 was.
And that's pretty good size room, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's nice. Beautiful paint job, brushed aluminum.
For real.
Awesome. Upgrades. Let me see how I think that box is locked on that side. So you have central lock just like the old RTs, but with this new model, you can program it to auto lock when you turn the bike off.
Okay.
So that's different than the old RTs. These boxes are also what's known as the Vario boxes.
Oh, so you just extend it if you want more room.
Extend it just like the new GS cases. They're really similar. So if you want all the space, you would flip that up. And then that's designed to fit a full face helmet.
Oh, nice.
And then if you tighten everything in, then your boxes will become a lot smaller or narrower.
Definitely. That's a good 2-3 inches. But a full face helmet, I didn't know that could go on the side. That's nice.
Full face helmet if both boxes are all the way out.
Fully out.
Either side, which is pretty cool. So with the boxes in, you also have this new dynamic fairing on this bike where you're kind of in sport mode there, and you're kind of in wind protection mode there, where the wind's going to give you a little bit more buffer with that panel in the up position. But with this panel in the down position and the bags in kind of the narrow position, you're kind of sleeker. So the bike is a little bit sportier riding. And if you're in the dynamic mode or dynamic pro mode, this bike has the adaptive chassis adaptation, they call it. It's basically going to pitch the bike forward a little bit and give you a sportier riding position.
Nice.
As you ride. So if you're in the sport modes, the dynamic and dynamic pro mode is going to automatically do that.
Well, that's nice.
Which is pretty slick. And then you got some of the new, some of the standard stuff that they had on the old bike, with the adaptive cruise control on the front. That's collision warning as well. You also have the lane change warning with the radar in the back of the bike. And of course you have the radio system with AM, FM, and satellite. What else is new on this bike? There is one new you still have the SOS that's continued. So that's a really good feature. They use that for crash detection. And your screen stays the same as the old RT. Really nice and easy to read. With a couple new features, this connected ride option is new. So if you are, using your phone, you have a little bit more connectivity.
Nice. With
your Bluetooth. So that's pretty sweet.
And then you're telling me, so it has heated grip, heated seat, but what is the cool thing about this thing?
Heated grip, heated seat, and just like the old bike, the old RTs, heated passenger seat. This one has the passenger comfort kit, which adds heated backrest.
Heated backrest, everyone.
For the passenger. And heated grabs for the passenger.
Heated grips for the passenger, and the button is down here.
Button's down below. Yeah, pretty slick. So here you have buttons to heat your 3 elements for your backrest and your grips, and then heated seat is going to be right here for the passenger. So passenger has
So this is just the seat.
That's just the seat.
And this one is the grips in the back.
Grips in the back. So yeah, quite a lot of options for the passenger comfort.
And then the top case is humongous, and it has a light inside here and charging, we found out.
Yeah.
So big room, look at this.
Lights on already there.
A light on in there, and then we have a place down
USB
here
port here.
to charge some stuff while it's inside this thing. And that's huge. It looks like it fit 2 full face helmets.
Should be able to fit 2 face helmets, probably base to base.
Right. Wow. Big, big, big. And totally, everything is redesigned. The whole, everything is redesigned. Wow.
And just like the GSA, the center stand is power assist. So when you pop the center stand down, it'll kind of raise it up to about 80% of the way. And then you can just do the rest of it.
And that just happens when the bike is like on neutral.
So yeah, as long as you have the power on.
The power on,
Yeah,
then it'll
just put the
give you a
center
little
stand
boost to get it
Just
up.
like the GSA. So.
Just like the GSA. Gotcha. Awesome.
Pretty slick, man.
Look at that. Look at the front end of it. So we have a white one over here. So this one actually has a clutch. So different options, right? This one has a passenger whole kit and the comfort. And then this is, what's the difference besides the engine and the clutch?
So the engine, same chassis. This doesn't have that that panel that flips up and down.
Okay.
And it also doesn't have the passenger comfort kit. So it doesn't have the top box and the heated hand grips. And then this one is the manual option.
Oh, just the normal
The
clutch and
standard
everything.
clutch and
So this be the one the cops will get probably.
well, yeah, because they're probably not running passengers.
Yeah. Nice. So it's just a couple things different. So not
Yeah,
too
a few
much.
different
But this option for the thing to come up, it's only on the ASA,
No, it's only available on their dynamic performance package.
Dynamics Performance Package. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm gonna roll this thing on outside and let's go see how it rides.
You're gonna be the first one to run it.
First one to ride it out of anybody here. So out of Home, Tracy, the manager, anybody, I'm gonna be the first one. So let's go. All right, everyone. Now that I have it outside, let's check it out. See how it looks in the sun. Absolutely gorgeous. Rims, color package, paint, exhaust, the headers, super nice. Here's my GS. Yay. All right, a couple specs. So a couple of the big things, right? So 1300cc, right? It's the new one. 145 horsepower, 110 pound-feet of torque. Super nice. Sport bike tires, kind of like a 600cc sport bike. You got a 120 70/17 and a 180 55/17. And it has a 6.3 gallon gas tank, good size, 620 pounds. So those are the stats for this bike. All right, let's go see how this thing actually rides. Looking forward to it. And everybody was just telling me, was like, man, you're the first one who gets to ride it. We didn't even get to ride it yet. So first one, here we go. And I didn't know this was the non-clutch one. So if I put it in drive mode, it's like automatic. You just go, twist the throttle, go. You don't do anything. You don't shift, you don't do nothing. So I'll try out both. All right, so I'm 5'9". I probably have like a 32-inch inseam, I'm guessing, something like that. So first, let's just jump on the bike and see how it feels. So it didn't feel heavy getting up the kickstand. So my feet are totally flat on the ground. Close my eyes, I stick my hands out. Handlebars are right there. Kind of the same bars as the 1600 GT I just test rode. So you guys can go check out that video. I'll be referencing that and comparing the two as I talk about this bike. So if you didn't see that video yet, go ahead and watch that video. I released it last week. Get those mirrors adjusted. And these are the kind of interesting mirrors because they're below, kind of like below your handlebars. But it's really nice. All right. Programmable buttons, electronic windshield, the menu, of course. All the normal stuff, cruise control, riding modes, SOS button. All right, so now here's the power button over here. Beautiful screen, 10.25 inch screen. It's in park, it's in road mode, 8 miles. All right, let's see here. Actuate the brake. Alright. Turn down the volume. I don't want no music playing and getting copyrighted, so got the brake on. So let's see if I put it shift to a gear to switch to whatever. Okay, so now it's in manual mode. that means it's in first gear, I could go, and I'm doing all the shifting. Now it's in drive mode, I do nothing. So I'll just leave it in drive mode for now and in road until I get to the halfway point. On the way back home, I'll put it in dynamic and manual, and then I'll be doing all the shifting, but still no clutch. So first, comfortable bike feels good. Let's see how high. There you go, press the windshield or windscreen. Here we go. And then I could raise it on up. All right, so I know you're looking through the windscreen, but my eyes are a good, 4 inches above the camera. So I'm looking over the windscreen. Okay, there we go. So let's see how that is. We'll just do it automatically now. Yeah, okay, since I told it what to do. So this button right here, you click it and then you get to tell this button what to do. So that button goes into the mini menu. This controls whatever you want it to do. Heated stuff, windscreen, blah, blah, blah. So I have it on windscreen. That's why when I do this, it's going up and down, right? All right, so it's in drive mode, which is like automatic mode. I just twist the throttle and I go. So here we go. Wow, that shifted really, really fast. So the shifting is smooth, I just didn't expect it to be that fast. Well, obviously it's built for efficiency. But yeah, I'm already up in 4th gear, 5th gear, and I'm only going 40 miles per hour. Down to 4th. That's so strange. So, just like I test rode the new GS that had the same thing, no clutch GSA, it kind of grew on me. So it's like this, like I'm slowing down. Look at it, it's downshifting for me. It's rev matching everything for me. And this is going to be weird. How many times am I going to pull the clutch right now? All the way down to 1st gear. There we go. So you do nothing. You just accelerate and you stop. And it has the hill locking. So look at, I can't move. I'm trying to move it. It has the hill locking assist. So, like, I live in Pacific Beach in San Diego, and it takes me an hour and a half to get to the top of my favorite road, Palomar Mountain. So, like, if I were going to Palomar and I owned this bike, I'd put it in drive mode, just automatic. Just go. Just twist the wrist and go, right? But once I get to the bottom of Palomar and I start going in the twisties, then I would want to do the shifting because I'd want to shift when I want to shift, right? I want to be in charge of the shifting. So I could see how it'd be convenient for you're doing some highway miles or some commuting or whatever, or if you're just going back and forth to work or blah, blah, blah. You just don't want to deal with the shifting or have to worry about it, well then don't. But then if you go out in the twisting mountain roads, or if you want to be more aggressive going onto a highway or whatever, then you could do your own shifting. So the option of both. And of course everybody's gonna ask me just like the same thing I did and said about the video of the GS that I rode with this same engine, transmission, automatic stuff. Well, what about low speed? So without the clutch, you're going to be limited to do the really high level stuff. You can still do all of my MotoJitsu drills with this bike. I already have me with videos riding a scooter doing all of my drills. So you can still do it. It's just throttle control and rear brake, obviously. I mean, what else is there? All right, everyone, round 2. The first time I made this video, right about this point, the video stopped working and I had to take it down and figure out what the heck's going on. I have no idea what happened. My original video that I have on my computer is 45-minute long, but the video that I tried uploaded about this bike was only 17 minutes long. So somewhere there was something corrupt and I have no idea where or what happened. So redoing it. So once again, mainly to remind myself, it's in drive mode and road. And I'm not doing anything, right? It's shifting everything for me. It's upshifting, downshifting based on the algorithm and computer technology, whatever. So, got the windshield up pretty high. I'm kind of looking over the windshield, but you're probably looking through it because the camera is about 4 inches below my eyes. But just being back on the bike again, I mean, extremely versatile. Look at this. It feels super nimble. It does not feel heavy whatsoever. The only time you even feel the weight of any motorcycle is when you take it off the kickstand. Low speed stuff, you don't feel the weight because they're not using physical strength. Only time, and then the only real time you obviously you're gonna feel the weight is if you have to pick it up if it drops. But if you're riding a bike that you cannot pick up by yourself, obviously it's too big for you. So there's an easy way to tell. But yeah, with the drive automatic mode, you don't do anything. It does everything for you, upshifting and downshifting. You come to a stop, it goes all the way back down to first gear for you. And one thing to keep in mind, like if you want to take off quickly from like a stop sign or a stoplight, granted there's no cars coming through obviously, there's nothing to do with the clutch. You just twist the throttle and you go. So there's that. So maybe you can make this into a drag racing bike. But yeah, so my second time riding the bike now, I mean, just like if I try to remember the things I said before, the windshield is really good shape. It protects wind a lot. I can lift up these panels right here, and then when I do lift up the panels, here, let me put on cruise control. When I do lift up the panels, I literally feel nothing. There's no wind. I feel the vibration of the bike and the suspension and tires, you know, I feel but I don't feel the wind. It's perfectly shielding myself. It's pretty astounding how that is. So if it's cooler or if it's raining, like I'd have a tremendous amount of protection. But if I want a little bit more wind because it's warm outside, whatever, I just put down these little panels just like so. I can lower the windshield a whole bunch and I'll get a whole lot more wind. So let's see what that looks and feels like if I lower it all the way down. Yeah, so way more wind on my face. You can probably hear it. It's all directly at my neck and above. And it's adaptive cruise control. The cruise control is set at 80, but now I'm going 76, right? And I can adjust how close or far away I want to get to the car in front of me. So that's pretty cool as well. Let me put that back up so you can hear me better. But adaptive cruise control is super nice. Look at that. Nothing to do with, there's no clutch, no shifting, and adaptive cruise control. It's really nice on a bike, especially if you're doing a lot of commuting. It has the indicator lights on the rear mirrors, like whatever it's called. If there's a car next to you, right? Mirrors are good. These are the one of the few bikes that the mirrors are like lower than your hand grips. They're not like above like most bikes, but it's really easy. I don't even have to move my head. I can just glance down with my eyes and I can see a lot behind me, which is really nice. There you go. Car speeding up, bike speeding up. Don't have to worry about it, which is nice. So on the way back from the parking lot over here, I'm going to the beach. On the way back, I'll put it in manual mode, and then I'll put it also in dynamic to feel if there's any difference, right? So when I put it in manual mode, I'm shifting. It's just like a normal quick shifter up, quick shift auto blip down, but I'm doing it with my foot. So I'll do that on the way back. But the main thing I'm going to do, because I know a lot of people are going to be asking about, you know, there's no clutch. How do you do low speed stuff? So I've already ridden DCT Goldwings. I've ridden scooters. I have videos on my channel already with me doing all my MotoJitsu drills on a scooter. Me riding electric bikes. I already have videos and experience with a non-clutch bike. So let me just tell you ahead of time, you could do all the low speed stuff and no problem, right? Just throttle control and a little bit of rear brake. The main thing is just throttle control, you know, quick transitions, lean the bike, blah, blah, blah. A little bit of rear brake if you need it. But what you will not be able to do is be like excellent. Like to get to the next level, you have to be able to pull in the clutch and take away that power. As a quick example of how important that is, all the motor cops, at least in California, the motor cops, when they get trained, it's just clutch and throttle. They don't even use the rear brake in their training because the focus is to master clutch and throttle. Then, of course, when you leave the police academy and you're doing competitions, whatever, of course, use the front brake, use the rear brake, use whatever you want to do to go as fast as you can or do whatever. But in training, in their motor cop training, they want people to master the clutch and throttle, so that's all you use. And right there, slowing down from 80 to 50, I did nothing with the brakes. The bike slowed me down. The bike did absolutely everything. I haven't touched anything yet. So, stuff works. But let me actually take it out of cruise control because I want to go around this van. Get a little power going on. Whee! So the 1300 engine, super nice. Super, super nice. Lots of power and compared to the weight. And it's the new 1300. So I say the 1300, like when I test drove the 1300 GS, It's like the normal GS, like my bike, and the XR had a baby, and that's the 1300 GS. It's a little bit more street oriented, it feels like, more sporty. They cut the fat off of it, a little bit quicker shifts, feels more nimble, and just like the 1300 GS, the 1300RT, they really redesigned the whole damn thing. Like the engine, the looks of it, the body, the fairings, everything is pretty much redone. Also, I test rode the K1600 GT with the inline 6 engine. You guys may have seen that video. Lots of fun. So that bike is now sold. Somebody bought it. I guess somebody saw my video and bought it. But I actually, right before someone bought it, I was able to take it out and ride it in the twisties. So I went back and forth on Old Julian Road. So if you haven't seen that video, go check out that video as well. So I rode it, do a normal test ride, the same route I'm doing right now, and then I was able to take it out in the twisties before somebody bought it. So you can check out those two videos. And the comparison between the two, now that I've taken the 1600 GT in the twisties, and then you know, riding this thing, what would I do? Would I go buy the 1600 GT right now if it was still available, or would I buy this? Because I'm not doing super long distance riding, and because I'm not really taking passengers that often or whatever, I would probably buy this just because it's lighter. It's like 120 pounds lighter and a little bit more nimble because of the weight, but still that 1600 was very surprising. That huge 750 pound bike in the twisties, very, very surprising about how quick and nimble that thing was able to turn. So be sure to go check out that video. But this bike, you know, this is the bikes the cops use, and most of America is moving away from the Harleys, and they're going to the RTs. Way better bikes for cops. I mean, the brakes, the power, the ground clearance, the capabilities is so much better of a platform, in my opinion. Just the suspension and brakes alone just makes it worth it. But very, very nimble bike, very easy to ride, and it looks really good. The bags are slimmer, as you saw in the first part, the variable cases, so you can open them up for more room or close them back up. And this, so now at San Diego BMW, which is really cool, right now they have an all white one with the manual. It has a clutch like normal, without the comfort package of the passenger and all that stuff, without the passenger package. But then just today, right now, they have an all black one, manual with the passenger package. So it has the heated backrest, the heated grips, everything, but it's all black with the with the clutch. So that would be the one that I would buy if I were to buy one of them. Because I want a clutch because I do low speed stuff too much. But look at right now, just with the second gear, I'm keep slowing down. There's no one behind me, so it does everything. Rev matches for you, does everything. You could literally ride this bike one-handed everywhere. Look at, I'll ride it one-handed until I get all the way to the parking lot just to prove it. There you go, downshift, coming to a stop. It's still in second gear. Will it go down to first? Still in second. That's interesting. I don't know why. So maybe I'll just start in second. Let's see. Yep, it's just taking off in second. All right. And I can override it if I could put it in first if I wanted to, I think. Yeah, there you go. I could override it and put it in first. But the technology for that stop anyway, it didn't put it in first. But look at second gear already. Staying in second. Is it going to go to third? Third gear. There you go. I'm slowing down, right back to second. So it does everything, right? Shifts for you. But you can't override it. Like right now, look at, I wanted to go to third, so I just kicked it in third. Zero throttle, I put it in second. So even though it's in drive mode, you could still tell it to do what you want. You could still shift it if you wanted to. But if you forget about it, you're on the highway, you don't want to think about it, it does it for you as well. So that's a pretty cool feature. But for the low speed stuff, right? So you want to be able to take away the power of the bike. So you want to be able to have a clutch. Now, if you don't do the low speed stuff, you don't practice my MotoJitsu drills at all, then maybe this will be for you, right? You don't need a clutch. But you can still do all the stuff. It's just you won't be able to do like really high level of the stuff, like going really slow or going really fast, or just there's just some things you won't be able to do because you got to be able to take away the engine power and kind of manually with the technique feed the bike the power when you want the bike to have the power. If the bike always have power, because that's all you have, right? You just have it in first gear and you're just going, and now you're on the rear brake with always on the throttle, and you can't take away the engine power with the clutch. Then you're kind of fighting the bike's technology, and the bike is kind of like, hey, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this, right? So I'll show you exactly what I mean right now when I come over here to the parking lot. So again, I'm not going to override anything. Let's see if it stops in first. There you go. It went to first that time. Other time it didn't. Don't know why. All right, let's go over here to the parking lot. All right, so here's some parking spaces. I'll start off with white belt, which is you skip every other one. So you come down to a parking space, just using rear brake, skip one, go down this one, right? Come here, skip one. So like right now, the bike's already fighting me because I'm slowing down, but I'm also on the throttle. So it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, what the heck are you doing? It doesn't really like it too much. But I can't take away the power like I'd want to do if I had a clutch, right? So, I mean, look, I'm still doing it. Like, look, I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it right now. Leaning the bike. Here you go, inside 2 parking spaces. So this is a 16-foot circle right here. These 2 parking spaces are only 8 feet, and I'm not even at full lock. So you could do it, right? You could do my weave, you could do tight circles, whatever, but if you're learning on this bike to do this stuff, it's gonna kind of mess you up, and it's gonna be kind of weird. But obviously, like, if you already know how to do stuff with the clutch and you get on this bike, you will be able to do it, but you won't be able to do everything. You see what I'm saying? You will be limited a little bit, right? All right, back down to first gear. There we go. So it's gonna be a bit bizarre for you if you're doing low speed stuff, because normally, like, maybe if you're doing like circles, you want to raise the RPM, slip the clutch. You may not even need the rear brake, and then okay, now I want to tighten up and go a little faster. The hands remain the same, but you just add a little bit of rear brake because you're slipping the clutch. You can't do that on this bike, so it's a bit strange with the low speed stuff. But how many people actually practice the low speed stuff? I would like to think a lot of people are practicing it to gain comfort and confidence with your bike. But I obviously know in reality most people aren't, and it's very obvious because people have very little control of their bikes during low speed maneuvers. Any idiot could twist the throttle and go down the highway, but what can you do with the bike, right? How technical, how confident are you? How competent are you? Can you actually do circles? Can you do tight turns? And it's very evident that people can. Go watch people in the gas station. They're going 20-point turns like Austin Powers, and they drop the bike all the time at 2 miles per hour. They just don't know what they're doing because they don't practice, because they don't think there's any benefit to it. But obviously there is. All the secondary benefits. Because I agree, you're not going to be doing figure eights on the public road, but what you're learning from doing those things is what's important. It's not the direct thing you're doing, it's the lessons learned while doing it. You see what I'm saying? It's the whole wax on, wax off thing. He didn't see the point of that until someone started throwing punches at him. You may not see the point of doing figure eights until you have to do a really tight turn because the road is blocked. Or, you have to make a tight turn at a gas station or whatever else. You're in a parking garage, right? Then you'll find the benefit of doing it. All right, so just like I said, so now, let me figure out how to do this. Now I'm gonna put in manual mode. There. Now I'm going to be doing all the shifting, and then I'm going to put it in dynamic. So now I have 100% power of the bike, 100% snappy throttle, a little bit less traction control and ABS. It kind of lowers it down a little bit, less intrusive. And now I will be doing all of the shifting myself on the way back, just to see the difference, okay? All right, let's roll. Okay, well, first of all, it's definitely snappier throttle. Like, I could just, look at way more responsive on the throttle. That's extremely evident right away, which is good. It should do something. Otherwise, what's the point of having these riding modes if it doesn't actually do anything? So there's that. All right, let me give it a little bit of gas right now. Let's see it. Pretty damn quick. Pretty quick. Downshifting, rev matching. So one thing that's interesting, you know what? I'm actually going to pull over real quick because I want to show you guys something. And this is not nothing, right? This does. How do I turn this thing off? Oh, I turn it off and the thing goes down. Okay. So this is interesting, and it's interesting enough to I have to show you. So with the shifter, right? It's an actual shifter, but it's all just connected to the technology. So there's nothing mechanically going on here. Like, I'm moving my foot, I'm doing the shifting. Like right now it doesn't move at all. Like, I'm doing it, but it's very light, like a light switch. It's nothing like, you don't feel the metal things shifting, and there's nothing mechanical going on. So because of that, when I go to shift, like, it's like a 1/10 of a second delay. Like, I go up on the lever, that tells the computer I want to shift, then the bike shifts. So it's not immediate direct as if it's like a normal bike with the mechanical shifter. Then it's like now. You see what I'm saying? This has a slight delay to it for upshifting and downshifting, a slight delay. I'm not saying it's a second delay, but maybe like not even a half second. It's very, very, very small, but there is a delay, right? Now think about why. Well, this bike is mainly, I think it's like, I'm guessing, I don't know, you could ask BMW or read up on the bike more. So I'm guessing this is mainly like 80% automatic or drive mode, with the option to put it in manual mode. Because of that, there has to be a compromise. It can't be absolutely fast, snappy everywhere, because the main thing is, you know, DCT. Now, if I were to go ride the other RT, which does have a clutch and manual, then I am doing shifting, then it will be snappy, direct, quick, responsive, as you would expect. But because this is mostly DCT automatic mode, when I put it into manual, it's just like a secondary option if you want it. But it's not going to be as precise as a normal clutch would be. Does this all make sense to you guys? So just be aware, if you go test ride the bike or whatever, like, oh, it doesn't feel like the shifting is as snappy in manual mode as my other bike. Well, of course not. Like, it's not going to be. So don't expect it to be. You see what I'm saying? All right, so let me see. I gotta hit the brake, squeeze the brake, and then I can start it, I think. Yep, there we go. Now I press the thing. Now I gotta put into gear. Okay, now it's in gear. Manual, dynamic, just like before. All right, got the windshield back up. So like right now, right, if I just want to go very quick, you can just take off very, very fast. There's no like, with the clutch, like, man, if you wanted to drag race someone to 50 miles per hour, you'd probably win any bike, unless that other person really knows how to launch with the clutch. But it's kind of hard to do. But because there is no clutch, you twist the wrist, you are gone. So you actually have to be prepared. So if you're just kind of lackadaisical and give it a little bit, look at, like, it's very, very snappy. Like, surprisingly snappy. If you just go to play around, like what I'm doing, but you're not prepared, you could get thrown off the bike, whiskey throttle, and it could get bad very quickly, because it's, look at, it's very powerful. So just keep that in mind, everyone. All right, I'm gonna downshift myself. There you go. Rev matches for you, just like I said. So when would I put the bike in manual if I bought this bike? So I'd probably have it in drive / automatic mode whenever I'm going to going to the twisties, and whenever I'm like heading back home, I'd have it in automatic, because who cares? Why would I want to think about what the heck I'm doing? Let the bike do it all, right? But once I get to the twisties, I'd put it in manual mode, because I wouldn't want it to shift super low RPM, because it's doing that for efficiency. It's doing that for the best, depending on my throttle position and the RPM and the uphill, downhill, whatever. It's trying to be the most efficient way possible. So it's going to shift way quicker than what I would want. So I'd put it in drive mode right out to the twisties, right? Once I get to the bottom of the mountain or whatever I'm doing, I start to hit some twisties, then I'd put it in manual mode, so then I could go way higher up in the RPM and be in the gear I'd want to be in. So that's how I would do it if I had this bike. But then once I'm done with the mountain, I'm heading back home, I jump back on the highway, put the thing in drive, put it in automatic. I don't want to do all this shifting crap. Yeah, so it's just barely a slight delay. By the time my foot does something, to the time the bike responds to it. You'll notice it. If you go test ride the bike, it's just slight delay. But even 6th gear, just cruising, look at 4,000 RPM, 79 miles per hour, watch. Very good amount of torque, a lot of power. Bike wants to go very quickly. I mean, the speed at which the miles per hour just climbs up is pretty awesome. very easy to go quickly, so you really got to have some discipline and awareness of what's going on. So look, I'll do a little experiment. I'm gonna go 70 miles per hour, and then I'm gonna go pretty good on the throttle, just to see the acceleration. All right, ready? 70 miles per hour, go. And while I'm climbing up in speed, 20 mile per hour difference right there, I don't feel anything different. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, now I'm having tremendous more amount of wind. I don't feel it because of how well this bike is designed. I don't feel the wind. So if I close my eyes and you said, guess how fast you're going right now, if I just look up, I'd be like, I don't know, 70? No, I'm going 80. Okay. Now if I speed up, now I'm going faster because I know I just sped up. But does it feel any difference? No. But now, you know, like the difference between 86 and 80, I have no idea. I have no clue the difference of the speed. The only way I could tell is just by looking at the numbers. It's just so well done. And that's with the little flaps down. If I raise it up, then I'm going to have less interference of the wind. It'll be more sheltered. Let's see. Raise that one up, put it on cruise control. Raise this one up. Okay. Turn the cruise control back off just by hitting the brake. So now I have more wind protection. Now I'm really not going to feel much of anything. And if I was able to ride this bike on an empty road at 4 in the morning or, you know, 1 in the morning or whatever, it'd be really interesting to see if I could feel the difference between like 10 mile per hour increments all the way up to like really fast speeds. So like, what is the difference? Is it noise that I can tell? Is it vibration? Is there wind that comes around the windshield more? But right now, I feel nothing. Very, very comfortable seating position. I could ride this bike all day long and I would not complain about anything whatsoever. Super comfortable and agile. I mean, just really flickable. Super, super flickable. Again, it doesn't take physical strength, it just takes the correct technique. Like if you're on a sport bike and you're pushing down the whole time with the handlebars, you're gonna realize it's not super efficient. Get your arms parallel to the ground, so when you push forward, the bike responds instantaneously with way less effort. You see what I'm saying? So because I didn't downshift in 6th gear, it's kind of like, okay, I'll start to go. Here we go. Yeah, and if I get on the brakes, okay, well that time, so also keep this in mind, it's a brand new bike, right? So I'm not going above like 5,000 RPM. Maybe when I go higher up in the RPM, like when I was just going faster and I just downshifted, the downshifting felt way quicker. Like it didn't even feel like there was a delay. So maybe it's just because I'm doing all the shifting stuff at low RPM that I feel that slight delay. But if I go higher up in the RPM, it might go away. So I know it's a brand new bike, I'm not going to redline the damn thing, but I do want to test it out. So there's no one really close behind me, so let me go a little bit higher up and see. Yeah, way snappier the faster, the higher RPM you go. So just like on a normal bike, right? If I take my GS and I try shifting at 2000, it's going to be a little go-go-go-go, right? But if I shift at 6, it's a lot more snappy, poppy. So there we go. It's the lower RPM that might have a slight delay, so just remember that in drive and in manual mode. But if you do go faster, higher up in the RPM, that little bit of a delay that you notice down low gets very, very small to almost nothing when you're going quicker. So I'm glad I did that little test because I wanted to be able to say that, or say there's still a gap. I don't know. But going side to side, right across the lane, no problem, no energy required. Lots of ground clearance. I haven't came close to touching my toes or my foot pegs or anything. All the passenger stuff that Home explained. Got the speakers that can connect to the phone, play the music through my phone. Got the programmable buttons, 18 different things per button. Got a huge pocket right here with my phone could go in there. I mean, what a bike. Oh, that's why I'm not feeling anything. Let me put these flaps back down. So I was like, wow, I'm really not feeling nothing. Okay. Good. Okay, now that I have the flaps down and it's warm, 7 degrees, now I feel more air coming around to my knees, the top of my knees, my thighs. So now I'm cooling off. So that's like AC is down, no AC, lift up the flaps. So I have a lot more air down, less air up. And then look at the dynamic cruise control, or the adaptive cruise control. No handed cruise control, just, you know, kind of go whatever. Adjust all the speed. The cruise control is on 79, going 71. It's pretty awesome. So definitely adaptive cruise control is super nice. Not worrying about shifting, going from my house all the way out to the twisties, which is like an hour away. And then once I get there, then I can put the bike in manual and do my own shifting. So I see why these bikes, I see why they did that. It's very attractive. It's very, it makes sense. It's very convenient to be able to have that option to do it, right? But again, for me personally, like, I understand the allure of it. I totally get it. And if maybe I wasn't me, then this would be the bike I would get. Well, I'd get the black one because I like the black. But if it wasn't me, and the reason why I say that, because I do so much low speed stuff and practice and stuff, I want a clutch. I want to be able to do my low speed stuff, but still have all the technology and options. So that black one that's at San Diego BMW right now, with the passenger deluxe package or whatever it is, but it has a clutch, that would be the one I would buy. If I were to buy myself a brand new BMW, it would probably be the 2026 1300RT triple black with the passenger package, with the clutch, with manual. So, yeah. What else can I say? Bike is pretty damn awesome. Very light and nimble. If somebody has a 1300RT and you live in San Diego, message me on Instagram or email me, and I'd love to meet up with you and let me ride your bike. We can meet up at Palomar or, you know, whatever, go do a twisty road, because I want to see how this thing feels in the twisties. And you already have the first service done, so I could actually go higher up in the RPM. So if you have the 2026 1300RT, get a hold of me. Or not even, don't have to be a 2026, just a 1300RT. When did they come out? Last year? I don't know. This year? Either way, if you have a 1300RT and live in San Diego, and it has the first service done, and you want to let me ride it, get a hold of me, and I would love to take this thing out in the twisties. We could meet up, and it'd be fun to ride the bike up and down the mountain a couple times. So, other than that, let's roll on back to San Diego BMW. Yeah, I think, and another thing I just thought of, maybe it's until the first service, like maybe after the first service, that quick shifter in manual mode will be a whole lot quicker and snappier and responsive as well, because sometimes it's like that for whatever reason. So that might be another thing. That's why I said I want to ride a bike with someone that has the 1300 and it already has the first service done. So higher up in the RPM, maybe first service done, it'll be quicker, snappier, right? But I mean, what a cool bike. Like I said, this, I don't know how convenient or realistic this thing being heated is, because if I take a passenger, unless you take a passenger with a t-shirt, which I would never do, but then how are you going to actually feel the heat? Because you have a back protector, so I don't think that's going to be useful. But this definitely would be, if you have your own button to heat up the grips. So that'd be cool for a passenger. Big foot pegs for the passenger too. Do you notice that? Look at that. Nice big wide foot pegs for the passenger. Slimmer cases, which is nice. I think they don't go wider than the handlebars, so that's convenient. Yeah, the overall look, the different lights, 17-inch rims. You can put sport bike tires on here. Center stand. I mean, gorgeous bike. Gorgeous bike. Just me personally, I would take the black one with the clutch if I were to buy one of these, but who knows, this might be my next bike. What I'm thinking I want to do, so my GS, I'm going to keep that until I get to 100,000 miles. I'm going to get 99,950 miles, and then I'm going to go ride and make a video. I'm going to end the video here when I get to 100,000 miles, and then I'll buy myself whatever brand new bike I want at the time. Who knows? But that is the plan. Who knows? Maybe I'll go buy this today. I don't know. We'll see. I never know what's going to happen. Whatever I feel like doing, who cares? But amazing machine. Yeah. And I do understand the DCT manual mode. And it would be convenient to go have it in automatic mode, drive mode, until you get to the twisties. You want to shift yourself and then throw it into manual. So I get it. And BMW did a great job. What a cool bike. Powerful, quick, nimble technology. Pretty damn cool. All right, buddy. Be sure to check out those other 2 videos of the K1600 GT and the test ride of it, and then me and the twisties. And then look forward to this bike in the twisties, the 1300RT. If somebody has one, I will meet up with them and go ride this bad boy as well. Alrighty, buddy. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.